welcome to my channel and my vlog for Dragon Race Into the Night, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs cross stitch pattern that I'm converting into a diamond painting. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you might want to check out this playlist. But yeah, this is the picture. And let's get started straight away. So I've decided, as you can see, I thought I'm going to have a break from the 939 I was doing before. We're going to go into the blue sky, which is quite confetti-ish. I think I looked when I was pulling out the colours, there's about 12 colours. So yeah, let's get stuck straight in. Oh, let's start my timer. Okay, so as you can see, I've got 6 squares open today. Let me cover that up, because obviously I'm only going to work on 2 at a time today. Oh, it's already started, right? So when I was setting up, it's going to be one of those days. So I've realigned my expectations to be too low. And right, what should I do for us? 799, which is a blue, obviously. And I was setting up. Sorry, because I'm more in the middle of the canvas again. I've got my drills to the right hand side, so I'll try and remember not to talk with my head turned. But yeah, yeah. So I was setting up my drills, so I was pulling them all out. And as you know, I use like the little pillbox ones. And when I was setting up, I accidentally pulled out, flipped a lid of a colour. So I had a small spillage. It wasn't major. It was like, I don't know, 30 drills. And it was easily picked up. Easily picked up. So I just got a tray, scooped them in. Everything was fine. I don't know how. I find new ways. So as I was putting things in to the tray, I just happened to notice there was a trash drill. So I thought, you know what I'm like? I'm like, when I see a trash drill, I grab it, because like one trash drill found in my travels is one less to find in the future. And so I thought, right, oh, but I didn't have any trash pots out, you know, where to put it. So I turned around to my pile to find a little trash pot. And while my back was turned, I just heard this little thunk. And I turned around, and what I'd done is, because, you know, I don't have a huge amount of space where I'm working, because I do this on my dining table, but it's like there's just so much stuff with this painting because it's so big. I don't have a lot of working space, so I put the tray on top of something. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. I put the tray on top of something and not noticed that something was at an angle. And so when I turned my back, I guess it just went, and from being just like a small mess that had been on the table, it slid straight off the table. And yes, so I had those same drills. I managed to spill the same lot of drills twice. Twice, and it was more of a mess because it was all over the floor. So I was like, okay, so it's going to be one of those days. Yay, yay. So I'm going to take it nice and slow because we've got confetti. And yeah, but I was just like, first of all, I was like, yeah, I can do at least 6 squares today. And now I'm like, let's just start with 2, and maybe I can do 2 more. We'll see how it goes. I was like, oh, goodness sake. Like I say, I find new ways. I would never have even thought about, like, this method of spilling drills off the table. I didn't even notice it was tilted. But it was. It was. And of course everything's plastic, so it was just like super slippery, just slid straight off. And the annoying thing about it, do you know what's really annoying? It's not even a colour that I'm using today. It was just like in the same row of colours that I'd pulled out. I don't even know how I did it. Mad skills. I don't know, like flipped the pot open in the first place. Because, you know, they are an easy flip, but, you know, I don't think I was even touching it. I didn't. I mean, I clearly was. But I was just like, oh, come on. Come on now. Don't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Right, so let me count. I need to count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Do you know what? I didn't tick any of those off. I just did all that. That's an excellent way to happen, isn't it? Let me tick these off. Okay. And if I'd ticked them off as I go, I would have noticed that I'd forgotten that one. So there we go. So that is that. The first colour of the day done. Put those away. Right, 597. I only need 2 of these, so I'm going to pull them straight from the pot. Right, no, I must remember what square I'm doing. See, it's those kind of days. Do you know, I always do it. I always think pulling out the pot is going to save me time when I only need 2. But that, like, because I'm doing it with tweezers, like, they all fish around. So honestly, I think, you know, when you've got wax in your pen, it just picks it up, but it's not quite the same with tweezers. It's going to be the same with this. I've got 2 of these, and I don't learn my lesson because I'm going to try and fish it out of the pot. Right, that goes in there. So yeah, how are we all? How are we all today? It's actually sunny here today. It's a bit chilly. It's definitely feeling wintry, like by our standards, autumny, fally, whatever you want to call it. That's those 2 done. I think it was like, I don't know, 13 degrees yesterday, something like that. But yeah, it was definitely, the heating has come on a couple of times now. It's just like, yeah. Right, I need to be careful because this is where I forget that that's not that one. I know that sentence did not make any sense. Also, because I'm working for the right hand side here, I thought it would be easier. Because I'm right-handed, so I wouldn't have to reach across myself. Hang on. But I guess because I've been doing it so long now, with it all on the left-hand side, it all feels really awkward. I haven't found my rhythm yet. But I thought I would carry across the top for now. And then what I might do is next time I might do, I've got this hole that I don't need to leave in the middle because I'm missing some drills, coloured drills, which one day I'll actually get around to ordering my, oh, what did I do? Tick off, yes, right, okay. Oh yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it today. I knew it was going to be a flaky day. I could just tell. So one day I will get around to ordering my drills. What I need to do, I just need a better place for pattern keeper is the problem. Because if not for pattern keeper, that's why I keep turning my head away. One, two, one. And, oh, I can't even remember where I was going. Oh yeah, eventually I'll order my drills. I've got, the annoying thing is I've got it all, the list all worked out. I just need to send it off to a seller for a quote. I'm like, oh, I'll get around to it. I will, I promise. I'm going to do that. But I thought what I'd do is I'd go down the painting and it would leave a hole. And I'm not going to leave a square. I'm going to just leave the whole 2 rows all the way down the painting. And I thought, and then when my drills turn up, it would like filling in, slotting in like a piece of colour, and then suddenly the picture will be like, oh, you've done loads. That's how it works in my head. I know I'm just making it up. Right. Do you know what? This setup isn't working. So I think as the big problem is me turning my head away, I think I will go to time lapse soon. I'll see if I can figure out And also I want to check the sound for this portion of the video, because if it's gone bad, if it's all muffly, then I'm going to have to reset up everything. Maybe I should just keep it set up to the left. Keep it on the easel, but I'll put everything to the left, and it's further for me to reach, but it just seems like easier to see. Because this is a lot slowing me down. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, let me just tick these two off. I'll have to get one of those, like a little, well, a bit like I've got my tripod for my phone to film with. I should perhaps get one for this, and then I can have that sort of angled over, and then, yeah. I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to buy, oh, there's my first ping of the day. I think I'm going to have to buy another tripod thing. And then I can just have, you know, so it's like a hands-free type holder for where Pattern Keeper is. I do have I've got a, what do you call it? I've got one of those sort of monopods, like a selfie stick, that's the word. Words. But it's also doubles up as a tripod. I wonder if I could rig that up. Okay, let's just do these 3 drills. Because I'm having to turn my head away so much and then come back to talk. One, it's slow, but 2, like, where did that come from? I don't even know. Maybe that was the pinging drill. Found it. And yeah, it just means I losing my place on Pattern Keeper a lot as well. Whereas I was kind of finding my rhythm before, like a way to look and place at the same time. Can't do that at the moment. Okay, that really was a pinging drill. That's gone. I'll find him later. Now, where was I? There? Yeah. I'm just going to finish this square. I'll come back and do the other square afterwards. Oh, I've done that one up there. Didn't tick that off. All right. See, and I'm quiet as well. I'm just having to. This is the vlog of weird noises. Actually, hopefully not, because weird noises are annoying. And a less stubborn person would have stopped just to fix the camera. A hole in it. No. Okay, one more, which I think is there. Right. Okay, that is one square of that colour done. I am just going to fix this setup because I cannot work like this. And then I'll stop whinging. Back in a sec. Oh, let's give this a try. So 2 things have happened. One, I found my selfie stick and have got my Pattern Keeper a bit. It's a little bit better placed. A little bit. We'll see how robust it is, because obviously I have to keep tapping it every time I tick something off. We'll see if it falls over. And the other thing is, obviously, as you can see, I have changed the camera angle. And basically the camera is more in the middle, so that even if I turn my head, then hopefully, theoretically, the sound won't vary so much. But it is right, like if I leaned my head forward like 2 inches, I would headbutt it. Headbutt the camera. So yeah. One, I have to be very careful because I'll all send you on a ride, like a headbutt ride, and yeah, it's really awkward. It's that is the trouble with these things. I mean, you know, obviously I don't have loads of filming equipment. We just work with what we got, don't we? And yeah, so we'll just see how this goes. And it's obviously it's not going to be a problem for that long. And the sound issue I can get by with a bit of time lapse, just popping in and out to say hello, sort of thing. But we're going to go with this. And then after this, I'm going to go 2 rows and 2 rows, because with my pattern keeper in the tripod, it's got the phone like vertical as opposed to horizontal. So it just shows it a little bit better. I dropped a hint the other day to my other half to get me, maybe, because we were an Apple household here, but I dropped a hint the other day that maybe for Christmas, because we're at that age where generally, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm loaded or anything, because I'm definitely not, but you know what, you get to an age where you've got the things you want. So Christmas, that's why people give me money at Christmas and birthdays and stuff, because a lot of the time, like it used to be when you was younger, it's just like Christmas was that excuse to buy that really big expensive item, like a TV or computer, or, do you know what I mean? Where am I? Alright, I've just done that one. And then you get to an age where you don't need so many things, because you have them all. And anyway, so I'm wibbling, but basically bottom line is, I said, well, you know, it's not in any way, it's not a really needy thing or anything, but it would be really handy if I had a small sort of tablet. Now which one is, no, that one. You know, a small Android tablet. Oh, bye drill. A small Android tablet instead of using this Android phone, and then I could get more squares on screen, though, you know, that might not be a good thing considering how I mess up. Right, so we'll see. So that one there. Oh no, if nothing else, it means I can have it zoomed in bigger, and perhaps that'll make it easier as well to count the 10 squares each time. 1, 2, 1. Tick those off. But yeah, so maybe I'll get an Android for Christmas. An Android phone, not like an actual Android. Not an Android phone even. An Android tablet. I know what I'm saying. I know what I mean. And then we've got one up here. Right, okay. So that's that done. And then I'm just going to, right, let's put these away. What was that? 8 months free. Oh, I missed a 959. Let me put that in. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not right. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, what have I done? Hang on. What have I done? I've definitely done something wrong. 1, 2, 3. Right, these, where'd that come from? I think I've done that bit twice. Hang on. Panic over. I just not ticked off something. I'm like, why is that there? That was not supposed to be there. Except it was supposed to be there. I just not ticked off. Right, 807. Oh, go there. But I still don't have much space. Okay, but we're going to go with this. And we're going to go with let's start on this right hand square first. So I'm expecting an Amazon Fire Stick today. And I know, you'd think, because I am fairly techie in this household, and we don't have a smart TV. But I decided, because we have Amazon, like we can watch Amazon through our DVD and stuff, and some stations we can watch through cable company. They feed through things like Netflix as well. Netflix and Prime are all in, so that's kind of on our TV that way. But I decided that I think I might want to get Disney Plus for Christmas. And you know, we'd been talking about it for a while, and then out of the blue, I don't watch this much. You know, this is like the other half. He watches. I told you about him and the shopping, so he watches QVC sometimes. And to be honest, you know, I don't want this QVC, but sometimes they're not always as cheap as what you might think, because like they charge for shipping, and sometimes that really pushes it up. But they actually had a today's special value that was good. It was good. It was for the Amazon Prime, the Amazon Fire Stick. So I thought, oh, that's like fate. So that's due to come today even, and because we've only just got an Alexa. That's one of the things I bought the other half for his birthday. When I say for the other half, I wanted it. I've wanted an Alexa for ages. And I don't know why I didn't. I mean, they're not even that expensive. But, you know, I don't use Siri or anything on my phone. So I don't know why I suddenly wanted an Alexa, because it's the same thing, talking to an inanimate object. But no, so we got an Alexa. So I'm going through the whole fad. So I've got light bulbs that change colour. So that's quite cool. And we've got, you know, like an extension lead for, hang on, that's not right. No, I've done right there. I'm not ticking off again. Let's tick. Right. And you know, like a power cord thing, extension lead, that you can plug in multiple devices. So I've forgotten to tick it. I need to put a drill there. Come back for that. And so we can just turn some devices on and off. Hang on. So that goes there. That goes there. Yes, okay. So we've started that, and then I guess that was the last excuse to get the Prime Stick, because obviously Alexa talks to the Fire Stick, which means we'll be able to like just tell her to put the TV on, or change put Prime on, because we don't actually watch Amazon Prime that much, because it's on a different channel, if you know what I mean. Like, we watch it, we have our normal TV with all the channels, because we have cable, so there's a million channels, and then you have to do like, well, I don't know what you call it, the AV channel on your TV where you flick it over. So it's not quite, it just always gets forgotten. But hopefully, with the novelty of Alexa, it'll get some use again. Right, that's that. Okay. Tick. Okay, I'm going to go to time lapse now, and then I'll be back. I'll be back. We'll just do that little end bit. Hope you can see it okay. That's the one thing, and also like with my hand is like a bit more in the way as well. It's annoying. I'll have to think about. I'll give it some more thought when I'm like offline about how to set this up a bit better. But yeah, on to time lapse. I just noticed a drill there with a little hole in, so he's come out as well. So I've got 2 drills. I'm just finishing off the 807. No, 807. And then I'll fill in the 2 holes then, because there was one that I missed before that I ticked off that I hadn't done. And then I'm going to have a think. Because I'm still not quite happy with the setup. Because I'm reaching across, it's not comfortable for me to, well, I've got a camera in my face, literally. But I noticed that the light changes because, oh no, look, because I was getting carried away there. That's the one I just pulled out. Oh, don't. But yeah, so I'll have to think. As I say, because I don't even know how to turn off auto lighting on my phone. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But I don't know what it is. Right, so that's that. Tick those off. Okay, so that one is 799. I'll put that in the pot. That is the thing though, when you pull something out of the pot, there's more chance of a trash drill getting through because you're not looking at mid-tray. And the other one was 813. Oh, nothing in that one. Right, tick. Let's see how long that mess took me. 55 minutes. Wow. Okay. So that's because I had to pause and was trying to figure out what I'd done wrong. That really slows me down when I think I've made a mistake. Okay, so that's where I'm going to pause for a minute. I might readjust it. If you can see the camera back in a different position again when I come back, you know I've decided to rearrange things again. But I think if nothing else, this is time. I'll get some lunch because that always helps me focus a bit more. Well, in a minute I'll get some lunch, and yeah, I'll have a think about how I'm going to do this. On the bright side, one other thing is like putting on that little tripod thing. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, no, I was going to try and show you the little monopod thing, but I can't fit it underneath the camera. So you'll have to take my word for it. That's working anyway. So yeah, back in a bit. Right, fed, watered. How am I going to do this? I'll just do, if I do, I was going to do one, I was going to do it downwards, but the way I've got my paper, oh, I'll stick with this. Stick with this for now. That was the one thing I forgot to change before I came back to camera. Right, so as you can see, we moved again, and yeah, hopefully this is like, yeah, because I've moved camera, but I've also moved the easel, like the painting on the easel, so it's closer to the edge, which means it's closer to Pattern Keeper, which means, I don't know, maybe it'll work. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, let's just get straight in then to, well, let's do the second square. Okay, so this is 813. And the delivery man still hasn't been. I'd hoped he was supposed to be coming between 12 and 2. And it's nearly 2 o'clock now, so presumably he's running late. And so that means I'll have to stop. Well, he's got 5 minutes. He could still technically turn up on time. It's rubbish. It's Hermes though. Hermes is like a budget delivery company. So not expecting much. You know, like just where people come. Basically, it's people driving around in their cars with their back seat loaded full of parcels. That's Hermes. So it could be here anytime. But we're back in business. We're back in business. Right, then what can I talk about now then? just oh, is that all right? Yeah, that's all right. So I guess a bit of a techie head on this month as well, because it sounds like I'm loaded because I've been buying all these things. It's just coincidence. I've got a new computer coming. One, because my old computer, like, is ancient. It's not even ancient by computer standards, because computer standards, 2 years and your computer's out of date. This is like ancient by ancient standards. So it's like 6 years old, my computer. And I do use it for work as well, but I'm one of these people that, I see all the shinies and I want them. But it's really hard to justify getting a new shiny when the old shiny still works really well. And so this one, I keep hoping that my computer would die. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so I could buy a new one. And it didn't. The little tinker, it kept going and going. It was like the Duracell bunny. Just like, stop working, will you? Anyway, it does still work, but eventually I had to, like software and the operating system, it just stops updating. So, that's two stuck together. Things just stopped working, and it was just like, it was such a slog on the RAM, and, every time I opened up, even the things like Chrome, which is a resource hog at the best of times. But, it was just a browser, and it was just like, if I had too many things open with Chrome, it was like wading through a treacle. So I'd meant to get a computer like for my birthday, which was back in May, but I knew, no, actually that's a lie. I was going to get a computer last year, but I've been waiting for Apple. Like I say, we're an Apple household, so they was bringing out the new iMacs with the new M1 chip, which is like Apple's own chip as opposed to Intel. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and of course, like, it was supposed to be like early last year, and like, I don't know, something happened, something like a worldwide event, shall we say, that crippled the world for like a year. So yeah, that basically they didn't release it when they was hopefully expecting to, and so that meant that it actually got to it. Then we all thought it was coming in November of last year, and they put it off to this year, and then eventually they did announce. No, is that it for that square? Yes, it is. Let's do this one. So then eventually they announced, I can't remember, maybe in March or something, that the new iMac was coming with the new chip. But you know what it's like, they announce it and it's like, yeah, you can buy it, but you're not going to get it for like 3 months. So I was like, fine, I can get it for my birthday sort of thing, or just after my birthday. I think it worked out, and I'm not precious. If I don't mind having a birthday present that's not on my birthday. Close enough. This is the thought that counts. So come May, and I thought it was just, I can't remember if it was out or it was just about to come out. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to let everybody else try it out for a bit, make sure it works. Because you know what it's like with a brand new product. Like sometimes there's all the fanfare, and then like a month later, everybody finds out what all the faults were. All the problems. So I thought, right, well, I'll let everybody else be, the crash test dummy and try it all out. And then that all worked. And then so that was about July. So I thought, I'll order my computer, because in the past I've just ordered a computer and it's been delivered like 2 days later. And I looked at it and it was a month waiting list. I was like, oh. Well, there's a delay. I'll just wait a month. I wasn't really aware of the rest of the situation that was behind this. There is a story behind this. But I was just like, oh, I'll just wait a month, because I can't be doing this whole paying and then not having my toy for a month. I'll just wait a month, and they must be sort of, you know, having stock problems, which to be fair they were. But basically it turns out that when I looked a month later, I went to order, it still said a month's waiting list. I was like, what? So I did some research, and that's when I found out that there's like this mass shortage of microchips and things like that. There's a real backlog because of like the lurgy that shall not be named, and all this sort of thing, and supply chain problems. And there was, and who knew, but apparently like one of the worst hit industries is the car rental business, because a lot of the car rental companies like sold all their stock because, you know, nobody was renting. So to stay afloat, they sold all their stock. And then, of course, everything starts coming back to normal. They're all trying to buy new cars. And there's a stock short. There's this chip shortage, which, of course, chips are in everything these days. So, like, none of the cars, they couldn't buy all their new cars because there wasn't enough chips to go on the motherboard, you know, on the dashboards and stuff like that. And yes, apparently it's a worldwide shortage. So I was like, And then we got to the point where I was like, well, if I order now, it'll be just before it'll arrive just before I'm going to go on holiday. So I thought, right, well, we'll wait until after. We'll wait until that and arrange for it to be delivered after I've got off, you know, on holiday. Which is now, and I have finally got it. I got a pink one because, you know, I'm a girl. It's actually really nice. It's not. It is pink. It is pink, but it's that kind of rose gold pink on the front, and then on the back it's a sort of, I don't know, it technically is still pink, I suppose. Well, they certainly call it pink, but it's more of a sort of burgundy red, I'd say. It is so deep a pink that it's pretty much red. And I'd say, well, it doesn't matter anyway, because it's the back, and like where I have it, it's going to be up against the wall, so it's not like people are going to see the back anyway. But it doesn't matter, because I like it anyway. And yes, but it, of course, like compared to my old machine, my old iMac, which was like an antique, it's just like, oh, everything is so fast. and like, obviously it's got a better monitor, it's a slightly bigger monitor because they've improved the technology there. So it's more like with, you know, like how the phones have the screen run right to the edge of the device, so there's only like a few millimeters. So before, the screen used to be like an inch in from the edge, all around, like an inch border. And oh no, that's one too many. I'm getting carried away. And now it's not. So like, even though the physical side of my machine, the physical size of my machine is the same, I've got a bigger monitor. So it's going to be good, because as I say, I use that for work, but also I use it for video editing. So that should make that a bit nicer to do. I'm setting it all up at the moment. In my wisdom, normally what you can do with a computer is you just copy everything over, and it's like, you know, it's exactly how the old one was. But because a lot of the applications have been updated to work better, be more efficient with this new chip, like there's some new versions, so I thought, well, you know what, right, what should we do now? Let's do that one, because there's hardly any. There's 807, which there's only 3 of. I thought, well, if I'm going to have to install some of that anyway, and it's been a million years, at least a million, since I've last had any sort of tidy up. So I thought, you know what, let's just, where did that come from? I found out where that happened up here. It's because I have the tray, and I stick my knuckle in the tray and it gets picked up. So that must have been from that. Oh, put that there. Right, and yeah, so I thought I'd treat it like moving home. You know, when you move house. Not that I do that very often. But if you move house, you go through that phase where, because you're packing everything up, or because you have to pack everything up, you realise just how much stuff you don't need anymore. Like, it's just rubbish. And it's amazing how ruthless you can be when you realise it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not packing that up. That can just be thrown away. So I've gone with this theory of like, that looks a bit small. Looks a bit undersized. Get rid of that. Trash. Yeah, so I've gone with, I had this bright idea that I would like, yeah, let's clear out my computer by, I'm going to reset up the new one from scratch, get all nice clean downloads of my software, and then, you know, obviously there's a few little preferences and things that I can copy across, but in general, everything's going to be fresh and new and clean, and then at the end I've just got like my photos and things like that to copy across, you know, personal stuff. And I thought that would be a good way to, you know, have a clear up. Which, admittedly, one, is working. It's a great idea. But it's a real slog. And let's just say I'd forgotten how many things. Right, what's number 4? 959. I've forgotten how many things use two-factor authentication. So it's been like a real mission to get everything set up again. It's like, oh. But it'll be worth it in the end. It's hard work now, but it'll be worth it in the end. It will. Because I've had a huge tidy up and it'd just be nicer. Yeah. But I'm in that weird stage at the moment where I'm using 2 computers. I'm using the computer, my old computer, for like stuff and things, like my everyday work. And then I have my new computer, which is to the side, where I'm sort of gradually just doing bits and pieces on it. And bit by bit, I'm transferring myself over. I'm just going to try and make the jump at the weekend. Which is when you'll be watching this video, hopefully. So, right, that's that one done. Right, so I think I'm going to go to time lapse for now. And then I will be back in a little bit. Right, well, I didn't actually know it was possible to forget that you have a tray of drills in your hand. But I apparently did, because just when I was resetting up the camera there, I forgot. And I was just like, I pressed the button and I forgot that I had drills in my hand, as you do. Oh, come on, behave. I'm having a moment. And yeah, let's just say that we've had another spillage because I just forgot. And I tipped the tray up, and of course everything just shot out. Just shot out the end. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Literally forgot. It's just, I'll pick it up afterwards. At least it wasn't the whole tray. But that, people, is why I don't allow myself a lot of drills in my tray. Anyway, idiocy aside, as you can see, I'm just doing this last lot now. I was on a bit of a roll, so I carried on down and did the next 2 squares, as you do, which I wasn't sure. I mean, before I started, I was just like, oh, it'd be nice if I could do 6 squares. And then after the first tray incident of the day, where it slid off the table, I was just like, yeah, let's not set our expectations too high. And I thought, oh, I'll just be happy to do 4. And now we're back. I'm doing 6 again. Because we picked up speed again. In that. Oh, that's got a toe on. Just on the corner. we picked up speed again, and yeah, so those last well, these 2 squares were pretty quick actually. So I think I've made up some time, not much, but I made up a bit of time after the mess of the first 2 squares. Okay, and then after that, so I'll do what I've been doing the last few videos now, is I'll show you a picture at the end of the canvas as a whole with the progress. But basically, obviously we've done this whole section here. Just that drill looks bigger than the rest. And that looks a bit bigger. I wonder if that's the same. It looks the same colour. I'll have to have a look. Even though nobody's going to see it, because nobody's going to have their nose to it like me. So if I can forget about it, I'll be fine. But when I notice these things, I have that kind of little... I don't want to say OCD, because that trivialises OCD for the people who do have OCD, which is obviously quite serious. Not a joke, but I do get like this thing. I'm just like, let it go, let it go. Nobody's going to see it. But we're nearly there. And yes, we'll see if, because it's been less than a week since I last worked on the painting, hopefully we can get back into Stitch Pal time going down. And I don't know, I think I might, well, I'm hoping I might be able to get to work on this tomorrow as well. If I do, I'll do it as a separate instalment, I think. Because it's, I mean, it's not been long today, but it's been a while. And the last vlog I did was over an hour, so it'd be nice to have one that's an instalment that's maybe not quite as long. I don't know, maybe that's just me that thinks about things like that. It's just like, that one was quite long. I think it's because I just can't understand why anybody would watch any of them. It's just like, oh. Right, last one. Right, yeah, woo. I will use my rolling pin on this afterwards when it's flat on the table, because as you know, I don't press too hard at the start. But, right, let me put these drills away before I have another accident, because that does seem to be the theme for today. And I'm going to leave that there so I remember what colour it is I'm picking up off the floor. Right, okay, let me just tick off all these as well, I nearly forgot that. Let me stop the clock and get this thing out the tripod as well. Okay, so I've just done this little strip up here. And then I think what I'm going to do next time, or tomorrow, that's a good incentive for me to come back. So in here is where the missing drills are. So that's where I was thinking of just leaving the finger of the painting like free. And I'll do like 2 or 3 columns down. And we'll just leave a space, a big space, like a letterbox in here. And then when the drills come, I can just fill that on and suddenly it'd be like, poof, oh my god, it's so beautiful. But for now, I've done a bit more sky, so that's nice. But yeah, if I do down here, then I'm still doing a bit of sky and then it'll move into the tree. And yeah, and I think this will soon start moving over. I think down here the sun sort of starts, like the yellows, so that would be nice to move into some different colours. Anyway, that's, oh, and we're at, so I did 600 and we're at 8,100 in total and 1.94%. So yeah, that's another reason to come back tomorrow, because I can, you know, get over 2%. That'd be nice. Right. Let's look at Stitch Pal. And I will stop the clock. Did I say I was going to stop the clock? I've stopped the clock. Right, so 1 hour 50. So that was... Oh, I made up some time. 1 hour 50. I made up a lot of time doing that. I'll whiz through that, especially those last 2. So that's okay. Phew. Yeah, I was just under 20 minutes. for those last 4. Okay, so 1 hour 50. Number of stitches. Right, I'll take the picture afterwards. Let's see what that's done to the calculator, which, if I recall, had gone to, what was it, November 2043, and we are on now. Go into the calculator. Oh, so we're back into 2042. 27th the 11th, 2042. So we've knocked a year off, and that's all right, because if I can get back to this tomorrow, then we'll knock off even more and we'll get ahead for once. That'll be nice. So that's it for today. Like I say, I'm going to put a picture at the end just so you can see all the progress of what we've done, what I've done. Well, it is us. It is a wee thing, isn't it? Anyway, that's it all for now. Thank you so much for watching. No secret word this time. And, well, next time. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. Bye.